Hey guys, welcome to Thunderstorm Entertainment. My name is Nick. This is my first video, and today I'm going to be giving the Halloween Kills review. Just watched the movie a couple days ago. I loved it. It was awesome. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. It begins with, Cameron. He's all screwed up. He's screwed up with Allison. He's trying to call his friend, and he sees Officer Hawkins down. We thought Hawkins was dead in the last movie. And it turns out to be alive, which completely happy about that. I mean, like when I thought that Hawkins died in the last movie, I was very upset because an actor like Will Patton, if he's going to die in the Halloween movie, my honest opinion, he needs to die by Michael's knife, not by Dr. Sartain's pen. So I was excited that Will Patton returned for the movie. I was like, that was awesome, and then the flashback to 1978, which I loved the flashback. The flashback was to me it was like an extended version of the original Halloween. I thought it was awesome. They introduced the Officer Hawkins as a rookie, and kind of told a story about him, because Will Patton had a story to tell. You could definitely tell in the last Halloween that Will Patton had a story to tell, and he kind of told the story in the last Halloween, but he never actually told the whole story of why it meant so much to him to finally kill Michael Myers. So yeah, and he was like trying to um, he was trying to kill Michael, and Michael, or well, he wasn't trying to kill Michael. He was like, Haddonfield Sheriff's Department, stop, and Michael just kept walking, started shooting, and he missed every time, and then the rest of the police force, come up and they're like, yeah, I called for backup, and they're like, and then there's, then you go to young Lonnie, and Lonnie's actually being bullied, himself. Lonnie bullied Tommy in the original movie, and I never knew that Lonnie was actually bullied too, which, yeah, and so So, anyways, the cops like, "What are y'all doing out here?" And they're like, "We're just trick or treating." And like, "Well, get home. There's a maniac on the loose." And like, "What did he do? He killed 3 teenagers." Oh crap, And then Lonnie's walking home, and he trips on the sidewalk, and Michael's walking up towards him. He's like, "Oh no, no," and then the cops stop him. He's like, "Where'd he go? Where'd he go?" It's like, "Who? The boogeyman." And he runs off, and then Officer Hawkins and his partners, like, right there at the Myers house. They go inside, and they're looking around, and the other cop, and he's like, Haddonfield, the town where nothing happens. And so anyways, they did mention that Dr. Loomis shot him multiple times, and he just got up and walked away. And then Michael appears, and he grabs the cop, strangling him, and Officer Hawkins comes in. He's like, let him go, let him go. And Hawkins shoots and misses Michael and gets his partner right in the neck, and his partner dies. And then you go down to at the top of the stairs, and all of a sudden, Michael's outside, and Dr. Loomis walks in. Holy crap! It was awesome to see Dr. Loomis in the movie. I didn't know if we were going to see him. I was hoping to see him. I thought, honestly, my honest opinion, I thought maybe we were going to see the back of his head. I was excited to see Dr. Loomis in the movie, and it turned out that they did not use CGI. I mean, because it looked exactly like him, in my opinion, and I thought they used CGI, but they didn't. This was a Loomis lookalike. They gave him makeup to make him look almost exactly like Loomis. That was awesome. And then you see Michael out, and he's being surrounded by the police force. And then you go back to 40 years later, 2018, and in the bar, there's Tommy Doyle, and Lindsay Wallace, Marion Chambers, Lonnie Alam, and they're all just in the bar having a good time. And and Tommy gives a recap of Tommy gives a recap of who the characters are: Lindsay, Lonnie, and Marion are. Which, the way he gave that recap, I understand they needed to let the new viewers know who these characters are, but my honest opinion, the way Tommy did it, that was cheesy. And honestly, I was excited when Anthony Michael Hall took on the role of Tommy Doyle, but watching him in the movie, I didn't care too much for Anthony Hall doing the playing Tommy. I just think he did a horrible job. But that's my opinion. I mean, there might be other people out there who don't agree with that. Anyways, so they introduce who the characters. I'm not going to go into what the characters went through in the previous film because we already know. And so, anyways, and then you go back. Lori, Karen, and Allison are on their way to the hospital when they see the fire trucks coming, and you go into the Lori's home. It's burning down. Michael's trapped inside, and then one of the firefighters falls through the floor, and they're like, "It's like, give me your hand, give me your hand, give me your hand," and Michael pulls him up, pulls him down. Michael escapes, but like not before he takes a thing after the firefighter's face and kills him, which I thought was cool. And then Michael comes out, and the firefighters, I guess they know who he is. So one of them is like, spraying him down with the. You'd think the pressure of the water hose would knock Michael down, but Michael just kept going. Boom! Michael just, he put that thing right up in the firefighter, and he's up like that, and he cracks the other guy's face, and then the other guy's glass shield on his firefighter's mask, and then one guy takes a circular saw after him, and Michael's like, gets him right in the face, and that was an awesome scene. And honestly, I thought that was going to be like the most brutal scene of the movie, and it turned out that was not the most brutal scene of the movie, and I'll get to that later on in the video, and that was just freaking cool. And then and anyways, I guess Cameron calls his dad, and his dad's like, and he tells his dad what happened, and Lonnie's like, I gotta go. It's Cameron's in trouble, and in the hospital, they think it's over, that Michael Myers is dead. Allison, Karen, and Lori all think Michael Myers is dead, and then the sheriff and the officer tell Karen and Allison that Michael Myers is not dead, and I'm like, what the heck, and Karen thinks that Myers is after Lori, so she's believes Michael is on his way to the hospital, while Allison, she knows that Michael is not after Lori. Michael was never after Lori. It was Dr. Sartain who brought Michael to Lori's house, and anyways, and Cameron, tries to, Tommy and everybody, they're all getting a mob together to go hunt Michael down and try to kill the guy. Evil dies tonight, and Allison's gonna join them, and Karen is telling Allison, no, you're gonna go sit with your grandmother until she wakes up, and Allison's like, no, I'm gonna fight this mother effer, and they're all like, evil dies tonight, and Sheriff Brackett, who's now a security guard at the hospital, he's like, he killed my daughter 40 years ago, evil dies tonight, and other people are like, he's haunted this town for 40 years, evil dies tonight, and my bastard of a husband left the toilet seat up, evil dies tonight. and and they're all going to hunt him down, and Karen's all like, he's on his way here, and Tommy's like, okay, let's get him. And mental patient who escaped from Smith Grove, not Michael, and he's running through the hospital because the mob thinks that he's Michael, and the mob thinks that he's Michael, but he's not really Michael. And when Karen and Lori find out that this really isn't, that this isn't Michael, but Karen is trying to protect him, and they're right there. They're trying to get to the guy, and the guy just jumps out the window and kills himself. So, anyways, they realize that the guy's that mental patient was not Michael Myers, and anyways, so and Karen's all angry at Tommy because Tommy gathered up a mob and they recruited Allison. Allison's out looking for Myers and um, so so anyways, that after you saw the Michael. Oh, okay, so here's so before the hospital scene, Michael. Um, Before the hospital scene, there's at the Myers house. It's being occupied by a couple, Big John and Little John, and they're just they're Big John's dancing, and Little John's like, I want to watch a movie, and they hear the knock knock on the door, and like trick or treaters, and so they go out there, and the little girl's like, my sister swallowed a razor blade, you got to help her, and so they go out there, and it turns out that they were just playing a joke. Their friend Dennis ran into the house and grabbed all the candy. You're like, haha. And you're like, do you know whose house this is? Michael Myers. 40 years ago, he stabbed his sister in the tits. And I just want to say, my honest opinion that whoever put that line in there, stabbed his sister in the tits, I think they copied that from Mike and Jay from We Watched a Movie. That's another YouTube channel. If you haven't, of course, you guys seen that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. We Watched a Movie, WWAM. I honestly think that they stole that line from Mike and Jay. And anyway, so they take off and like and they're out at the park swinging, and Lindsay comes up. It's like, what are you kids doing out here? It's not safe. Get out of here. And they're like, we're waiting on our friend. And there's this creepy guy in a white mask keeps trying to play hide and seek with us. It's like, there he is. And she's like, run before he kills you. And Lindsay. And then he attacks Marion Chambers in the car. He kills her, and then there's this other guy. I forgot his name, and he tries to strangle Michael, and Michael's like, and Michael just stabs him right in the eye. That was an awesome kill. And here comes another one, the guy's wife, and she's walking up to the car, she's shooting at him, and Michael just jerks the door open, and it hits the girl's, and the door hits the girl's hand, and the gun like right there, and the gun just turns around, pop. She accidentally shoots herself in the head. That was awesome. I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, well, I guess it is possible. And then then the hospital. And here's the part that really gets to me: the angry mob. They tried to cram a lot of people into this movie. I thought the movie had way too many people in it. And I also have my opinion when it comes to an angry mob. I believe in letting the police do their job, but obviously in this movie the police can't do their job. Michael always outsmarts the police. They failed many times, so anyways, Lonnie. So anyways, and then go back to the Myers house. Big John and Little John are watching a movie, and all of a sudden they hear a knock knock on the back door, and knock knock on the front door, and Big John goes out there. You know whose house this is? They think it's trick or treaters, and they're like, "Did you lock the back door?" Oh no! It's like, there's somebody in our house, and it's not a little kid. So they're going around, and Michael. And here's another part that I didn't really like about the movie is like, when Big John goes into his room, I thought that Michael was just going to kind of mess around with him a little bit, but no, Michael just immediately pops up and kills him. I did not like that. And then Little John comes up and sees Big John dead, and looks up and he's like, Michael, you've come home. Michael kills him, and then Lonnie is with his son Cameron and Allison, and you're like, if you track Michael's victims, it's a straight line back to his childhood home. So they go so they go to Michael's house, and they're like, we're all going to go in. We're going to get this guy, and Lonnie is like, no, I'm going in alone. You guys stay out here. Just honk the horn if you see something strange. So anyways, Lonnie goes in. A minute later, you hear a gunshot in the house, and that's when Cameron and Allison run into and they're looking around, and you see a picture of the couple, Big John, Little John, and with I think it was I think Little John had his head on Big John's lap in the picture, and Michael set the two bodies up to look exactly like that picture. I thought that was cool, And Cameron, he's in the house and he's scared and he's looking for his dad, and he looks up and he sees his dad's dead body in the attic, and then I think Michael appears and he starts attacking Cameron, and this is might be one of the awesome kills in the movie. He's attacking Cameron, trying to kill Cameron, and he's just like bashing his head in between this stair thing, and Allison's all like, "Come and get me, come and get me," and so Michael's walking down the stairs to come, and he looks at Cameron, and he just twists Cameron's head up like that, killing Cameron, and Allison's trying to stab Michael, and she's stabbing him a couple times, and then Michael grabs a knife, and he's like down like that, and Allison's like, "Do it, do it," and then the next thing you know, Allison's mom, Karen, comes up, and she just gets Michael in the back with a pitchfork, and Michael's down, and she takes Michael's mask off, and Michael gets up, and like I was scared about this part because because I don't we never need to see Michael's face. I'm okay with seeing maybe a blurred face, or part of his face, but we cannot see just a clean picture of his face. I don't ever want to see just right. I don't ever want to see Michael's face clear as day. I don't want to see that. So I was happy with that. But anyway, she's like, "You want your mask? Come and get it." And anyways, Michael. So Michael's coming, chasing Karen, and Karen like sets a trap for Michael. She's like, "Gotcha!" And all of a sudden, Michael's surrounded by a lot of people. Michael's just looking all around. He picks up his mask, and Michael's all like, "Let's do it!" And they're just beating him down. And former Sheriff Brackett's like, "It's Halloween. Everybody's entitled to one good scare." And I like the line, but it didn't fit in the movie. I don't think so. So, anyways, they're beating Michael down, and so Michael's all like, so they're beating him down, and you can hear, and after they beat him down, Karen stabs Michael. They think he's dead, and I'm gonna go ahead and just give my opinion on this. When they surrounded Michael and they're beating him down, my honest opinion, that felt kind of like that Michael has just turned into the victim, and the town of Haddonfield have become the bad guys. To me, it felt. I know it's not was not like that, but to me, it felt like that, and that's my opinion. But of course, I know who Michael is, the bad guy. He's the one who needs to be killed, and so, anyways, they beat him down, and you can hear. And Lori's in the hospital. Lori never left the hospital. She's explaining that Michael can't be human. If the more he kills, the more he transcends. She's realized that Michael is no longer human. He's superhuman. You know that has finally been confirmed in this movie, that Michael's superhuman, and all of a sudden Michael gets up and he starts just effing everybody up, killing everybody. He slashes Brackett in the throat, kills this person, that person, and he kills Tommy. And this is all going on in slow motion, and I like the slow motion. I heard from somebody else that they would have rather, that they wish that scene was in real time, but I liked it. I liked it in slow motion. I think it was better in slow motion, my honest opinion. And Anyway, so Karen goes to be with her daughter, and they think it's finally over. And Karen goes upstairs into Judith's room, and she's staring out the window like Michael used to stare out the window when he was a kid. And all of a sudden, Michael appears behind her, and he just kills Karen. And I'm okay with Karen's death. Some people probably did not like that Karen died in this movie. I'm okay with her death. I was just not happy the way it ended with Karen's death because, he could have killed Karen, but I would have rather liked it to where, maybe that another way like that, like Michael's, that where you think that Michael's dead and then all of a sudden he's gone again, and you hear breathing and all that kind of stuff. I did not like the idea that it ended with Michael killing Karen. He could have killed Karen earlier in this scene, but I did not like it that he killed Karen and that ended like that. I like it better where Michael is where he's right here. You think he's gone, you think he's dead, and then the next moment he's gone. I like it. I wish it would have ended that way, but that's my opinion. And here's another death that I didn't get to. I guess I should have gotten to it. The couple that lived close to Lori's house. I don't remember their names, but and their death was freaking awesome. It was like somebody's here. The husband, he's walking by, and Michael just grabs his head, like, bam, 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 and then he takes a fluorescent light bulb, cracks it in half, and stabs the woman in the neck with it, and then he props her. I think he props her up to where she's watching her husband being stabbed multiple times with. Michael's like stabs him with the knife, grabs another knife, stabs him. And it's like I thought that was kind of I thought that was kind of cool. That the movie was awesome. I definitely had it definitely had its disappointments, but in my honest opinion, I believe the good outweighed the bad in this movie. I like the score. I think the movie was kind of rushed. But in my honest opinion, it was a really good movie, and I'm looking forward to Halloween Ends. And so I guess that's my video. I'm Nick. This is Thunderstorm Entertainment. I want to give a shout out to Mike and Jay because you guys are the reason I'm doing this, and I hope to make y'all proud. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll keep you ahead of the storm.